Imagine standing in a quiet village square, the air filled with the soft chime of church bells, or walking through a bustling city where a towering cathedral looms over cobblestone streets. Each one is a unique blend of faith, history, and culture. Today we're exploring the 10 countries with the most Catholic churches in the world. From towering cathedrals in Europe to humble chapels across Latin America and Asia, these nations are living proof of how Catholicism has shaped not only communities, but entire cultures. In this journey, you'll discover which countries are home to the greatest number of Catholic churches, what makes these houses of faith so central to daily life, and why the story of Catholicism is in many ways a story of the world itself. If you love learning about global faith, religious architecture, and the powerful influence of Catholic tradition, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss out on our next adventure. Now let's step inside and see which countries have opened the most doors to faith. Number 10, Mexico. A country where faith feels as vibrant as the markets and as timeless as the mountains. Mexico is home to around 7,800 Catholic churches, dotting cities, towns, and tiny villages from the deserts of the north to the jungles of the south. Picture the Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Mexico City, where millions gather every year, their voices rising in song, their hands carrying flowers and candles. This isn't just a church, it's the heart of a nation, where people come to honor the Virgin of Guadalupe, a symbol of hope whose image is painted on walls, worn on necklaces, and carried in hearts. But it's not just this one famous spot. Mexico has 27 basilicas, each with its own story. In Monterrey, Nuestra Señora del Roble draws families for lively processions, while the Zapopan Basilica in Jalisco glows with candles during its annual festival. These churches aren't just for Sundays. They're where people celebrate births, weddings, and feast days, filling the air with music and prayer. Walk through any Mexican town, and you'll see churches standing tall, their bells ringing out over markets or fields, tying together generations. From colonial stone facades to simple adobe chapels, these places are where Mexico's faith lives, a constant presence through joy and struggle, change and tradition. As we leave Mexico's colorful streets, let's head to a South American nation where faith shines just as brightly. Number 9, Colombia. Colombia stands as a luminous stronghold of Catholic heritage in South America. Its landscape is woven with between 46,500 Catholic churches that rise from the lush valleys of Antioquia to the soaring peaks of the Andes. The country's 4,560 parishes form the living heartbeat of faith. Each one echoes with daily rituals, festivals, and the traditions that have shaped Colombian life for generations. Among the nation's 42 basilicas, certain sanctuaries have become legendary, drawing pilgrims from across the continent and beyond. The Basilica of the Lord of Miracles in Buga, for instance, has witnessed streams of believers for centuries. Each year, thousands journey here to seek intercession, offer gratitude, and find solace in the shadow of miraculous stories. Likewise, the National Shrine of Our Lady of the Rosary of Chiquinquirá, adorned with the image of the country's beloved patron, stands as a focal point for both devotion and national pride. Its halls alive with music and processions during feast days that transcend generations. In Colombia, these churches and basilicas are more than architectural marvels or sites of worship. They are the vibrant centers where spiritual fervor meets collective identity, where healing rituals, acts of charity, and moments of hope unfold against a backdrop of enduring faith. With every candle lit and every bell rung, Colombia's Catholic. Sanctuaries offer a sense of continuity, binding communities through both times of trial and celebration. And while the heart of Catholicism beats with particular force in this Andean nation, the journey onward leads to a place where faith endures amidst a kaleidoscope of languages and traditions, a land where ancient rituals and grand cathedrals come together in a breathtaking display of diversity and devotion. Stay with us as we uncover a country where Catholicism flourishes in the most unexpected corners, shaping lives in ways that are both timeless and utterly unique. Number 8. We arrive in India, a place where Catholic churches stand like islands of peace in a sea of color and diversity. With around 11,500 churches and 11,179 parishes, India's Catholic community thrives in a land of countless languages and traditions. Imagine the Basilica of Bom Jesus in Goa, its white walls glowing under the sun, holding the tomb of Saint Francis Xavier. People from all over the world come here, their footsteps soft on ancient floors, their prayers mixing with the scent of incense. Or picture the Velankani Basilica in Tamil Nadu, known as the Lords of the East, where vibrant processions fill the streets with saris, songs, and devotion. India's churches are unique. Some are grand Gothic cathedrals in Mumbai, others are tiny chapels tucked into Kerala's hills or hidden in the forests of the Northeast. Here, Catholicism blends with local ways, with statues of Mary draped in jasmine, hymns sung in Tamil or Konkani, and feast days bursting with flowers and food. These churches are more than places of worship. They're where communities gather, where faith feels both ancient and alive. As we leave India's colorful shores, we're heading to a European nation where churches have stood strong through centuries of change. Number 7 brings us to Poland, a country where Catholicism is as much a part of life as the air people breathe. With about 10,700 churches and 10,391 parishes, Poland's faith shines in every corner, from busy cities to quiet countryside. Picture the Jasna Gora Basilica in Częstochowa, home to the Black Madonna, an icon that draws millions each year. Pilgrims walk for days, carrying prayers and hopes, their voices rising in song as they reach the shrine. Then there's the Laika Basilica, one of Europe's largest, its golden domes gleaming over fields, a symbol of faith reborn after tough times. In Krakow, St. Mary's Basilica stands tall, its wooden altarpiece a masterpiece, its bugle call echoing over the city every hour. Poland's churches aren't just for prayer. They're where families mark baptisms, weddings, and holidays, where history and faith meet. From medieval spires to modern sanctuaries, these places hold stories of strength, survival, and celebration. As we move forward, get ready for a country where faith paints the landscape with color and passion on an even grander scale. Number 6. We land in Brazil, a nation where Catholic churches stretch from the Amazon's edge to the beaches of Rio. With around 12,500 churches and 79 basilicas, Brazil's faith is as vast as its jungles. Imagine the Basilica of Our Lady of Aparecida, its massive dome rising over a plaza filled with pilgrims, some who've walked for weeks, carrying candles and singing under open skies. This is Brazil's spiritual heart, where faith feels electric. In São Paulo, the São Bento Basilica glows with golden altars, while in Recife, the Basilica of Our Lady of Mount Carmel shines with carved wood and history. But Brazil's faith isn't just in grand buildings. Small churches with peeling paint stand in fishing villages, their bells ringing over rivers and fields. These places are where families gather for baptisms, where festivals spill into streets with music and dance. Brazil's churches are alive with stories of hope, struggle, and joy that echo from city cathedrals to jungle chapels. Which Brazilian church would you visit? Is the massive Aparecida or a quiet village chapel? Let's keep going, because the next country takes faith to new heights. Number 5 is the United States, land of wide horizons and diverse voices, home to about 17,500 Catholic churches. From New York's skyscrapers to the Midwest prairies, these churches tell a story of immigrants, dreams, and faith. Picture the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in Washington, D.C., its mosaics glowing under vast domes, welcoming people from every corner of the country. In Minneapolis, the Basilica of St. Mary stands proud, its towers a beacon in a busy city. At Notre Dame, the Sacred Heart Basilica weaves faith into campus life, its bells ringing for students and pilgrims alike. America's churches reflect its people: Irish parishes in Boston, Latino communities in Texas, and small wooden chapels in rural towns. These aren't just places for prayer. They're where festivals bring communities together, where choirs sing, and where history lives in every stained glass window. From coast to coast, These churches are anchors, tying people to their roots while embracing change. As we cross the ocean, get ready for a country where faith and art blend in breathtaking. Number 4. We step into Spain, a land where Catholic churches are as much a part of the landscape as the sun and sea. With about 23,500 churches and 22,895 parishes, Spain's faith is everywhere, from mountain villages to vibrant cities. The Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, its spires reaching for the sky, a masterpiece still growing after a century. Walk inside, and the light dances through colored glass, turning stone into a rainbow. In Zaragoza, the Basilica of Our Lady Pillar draws pilgrims to a shrine said to have been touched by the Virgin Mary herself. Spain's churches aren't just grand cathedrals, small chapels, hillsides, their walls holding paintings and stories from centuries past. These are places where fiestas fill streets with music, where families gather for baptisms and weddings, where bells call communities together. Spain's churches are a bridge between past and present, their stones carrying the weight of history and the warmth of faith. As we move on, we're heading to the heart of Catholicism itself, a place where every street sings with sacred stories. Number 3. Italy. Number 3 brings us to Italy, the beating heart of Catholicism, and the land where sacred history feels immediate, woven into every piazza and stone facade. With more than 25,694 parishes and a total of over 25,600 churches, Italy's spiritual landscape is simply unmatched. But what truly sets Italy apart is its extraordinary collection of 573 basilicas, the highest concentration found anywhere in the world. Each basilica stands as a unique chronicle of faith and artistry, drawing millions to witness both the legacy of saints and the splendor of human creativity dedicated to the divine. Nowhere is this more evident than at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, whose iconic dome dominates the Vatican skyline and whose vast interior has borne silent witness to centuries of papal rituals, world-shaping decisions, and prayers spoken in every language under the sun. In the gentle hills of Umbria, the Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi rises in quiet majesty, its frescoed walls echoing the humility and vision of the beloved saint who walked these very stones. Meanwhile, Santa Maria Maggiore in Rome dazzles with its mosaics and relics, blending ancient tradition with an unbroken stream of pilgrims, seekers, and art lovers. Beyond these renowned monuments, Italy's churches are scattered like jewels across the countryside and along bustling city streets. From remote mountain chapels nestled in the Alps to sun-soaked sanctuaries on the shores of Sicily, each church tells its own story, often centuries in the making. Some shelter Renaissance masterpieces. Others preserve the memory of local miracles, while many stand as silent sentinels to the countless baptisms, weddings, and farewells that mark the rhythm of everyday Italian life. Together, these sacred places form a tapestry of memory and meaning, a network where faith is not only remembered, but renewed every day. In Italy, to step into a church is to enter a living chronicle of devotion, beauty, and human aspiration. As we journey onward, the path leads north to a land of cathedrals, soaring spires, and centuries of religious innovation, a country where faith and culture have shaped the very soul of a continent. Up next, Germany, where tradition and transformation come together in remarkable ways. Number 2. We arrive in Germany, a land where nearly 24,500 Catholic churches stand as guardians of history and hope. From the Alps to the Baltic Sea, these churches are part of every town and city, their spires piercing the sky. Germany has 77 basilicas, each one a landmark of faith. Picture the Basilica of Cavalier, where pilgrims walk in candlelit processions, their prayers filling the air. In Cologne, St. Vitus's towering arches and glowing windows draw people to pause and reflect. St. Johann's Basilica carries centuries of stories in its stones. From medieval times to today, Germany's churches aren't just for worship there. Where communities gather for concerts, festivals, and milestones, small chapels perch on vineyard hills, while grand cathedrals anchor city squares. These places hold memories of faith through wars, division, and unity, their bells ringing out. Stories of resilience. As we near the end, Get ready for the country with more Catholic churches than any other, a place where faith is woven into every village and valley. Number 1. We land in France, a country where nearly 45,000 Catholic churches create a tapestry of faith across cities, coasts, and countryside. With 36,000 parishes and 172 basilicas, France is unmatched. Picture the Sacre-Cœur Basilica in Paris, its white domes shining over the city, a beacon for pilgrims climbing its steps. In Lyon, Notre Dame de Fourvière glows with mosaics. It's a festival of lights turning the city into a sea of candles every December. But France's faith isn't just in grand basilicas. Tiny churches stand in alpine meadows, their bells calling farmers to prayer. Gothic cathedrals tower over medieval towns, while coastal chapels face the sea. These are places where history lives, where kings were crowned, where revolutions were mourned, where families still gather for weddings and festivals. France's churches are keepers of stories, their walls holding art, music, and faith through centuries of change. To walk through France is to walk through a living museum of devotion, where every steeple tells a tale. What an incredible journey we've taken. From Mexico's vibrant basilicas to France's timeless churches, each country shows how faith can shape a nation, from the songs of pilgrims to the stones of ancient cathedrals. Which church would you love to visit? Maybe the colorful Sagrada Familia in Spain, or a quiet chapel in Brazil's jungle. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what inspires you. If you enjoyed this adventure, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss our next trip into the world's wonders. Thanks for watching, and let's keep exploring together.